Hi, this is a video that I wasn't really planning on doing, but I thought I'll show you what I did to save this Gameboy Advance SP that I bought on eBay. I bought it cheap as a non-working, and indeed it was a non-working device. It wasn't powering on at all. So I took it apart, and what I saw was a lot of corrosion. There were two areas that were mainly affected. This area here, around the battery management chip, and also near the power switch. So I cleaned it off with IPA with some corrosion removal stuff that I have, and then it went through ultrasonic cleaning, and after that it looked very good, apart from two things. One, the leg, one of the pins on this battery management chip was gone. It was corroded so badly that it just disappeared after ultrasonic cleaning, and it was kind of disappeared clean, so there was nothing to attach any wire to it. And I was checking power lines, and on one of the power lines there was no continuity, so one of the power lines goes from the back to the front, and one or more vias were corroded or destroyed, damaged, because there was no continuity between the two sides of the board. And it was actually two vias right here next to that resistor. So I fixed both issues, and we'll switch to microscope view so that you can see clearly, or better, what I did, and I'll show you both areas. But before we do that, I'll just show you that the device actually works. So let's put it into a shell. I'll put the battery in, and I'll connect the screen. Hopefully the screen works. So, okay, and let's just power down. There we go. So as you can see, the device works perfectly fine. I obviously checked the sound, the buttons and all that works perfectly fine. I played a few games, again, perfectly fine. So again, this device is safe from corrosion damage. I don't know what happened to this device. Again, the pin on this chip was corroded really badly and just came off. But again, let's switch to the microscope view, and I'll show you what I did to save this device. So this is the motherboard that we're looking at, and this is the chip that I mentioned, the battery management chip that was damaged. This pin was gone, and it was kind of gone clean, so there was nothing really here to solder anything to. So I'll just try. Maybe this angle will be better. So as I said, this pin here, this was gone completely. So what I had to do, I had to kind of shaved off, remove top layer of this chip to expose trace, or what was remaining of the pin. And once I had a little bit of copper, I soldered a very thin wire to that copper and secured it with UV mask. So I put a blob of UV mask and then cured it so that it's secure. As you can see, it's hard. I can't even scratch it. So once that was secured and connected, I just soldered the other side of the wire to the pad. That pad was intact, was perfectly fine. So yeah, this is one part of the fix. So I was kind of hoping that would work, and it obviously does work. So as you can see, you can you can save a chip, even if the leg has broken off or something like that. Just shave off where. So let's say this pin was gone. Just shave off this area here. Just be very gentle. Just bit by bit, kind of remove the top layer until you see a little bit of copper right here. And once you do that, you can solder a wire to it, and the chip is saved essentially. So that's one part. The other thing was the area right here. This one here. So this is one of the power lines of the Game Boy, and it actually goes to the other side of the board. And what I found out was that there was no continuity between the two sides of the board, and there were only those two. There were two vias here, and those two vias were the only points where those two, where this power line was connecting both sides. So I took a closer look, and indeed they were damaged, corroded, both of those. So what I did was I shaved off top layer of this mask, so that I exposed a little bit of copper on both sides, on both vias, so here and on the other side, and then I pulled through two very thin wires, so that I could solder both wires here, and on the other side, and so that there is continuity between the two sides, and that was it. It worked. Obviously, there is continuity between this side and the other side, and the power line is perfectly fine. The battery management chip is working, and everything's fine. As I said, I tested it. Everything works perfectly fine. So that's how you can save or can work around the corrosion damage. You can easily fix like the traces, just soldering on both sides. So yeah, quite a lot of corrosion damage can be fixed. Obviously, if you know half of the board is damaged, or multiple pins are gone, or yeah, if there's a lot of damage, then probably no point in trying to recover motherboard. Just replace it. But if it's a small thing like one pin or you know a via or maybe a trace, then yeah, it all can be done. All right, so that's all for now. Thanks.